Davison. I'm Sean Murphy.
I'm Jordan Harding.
Welcome to the Davison Chat Show.
Today we have a very special guest from the Malverne Board of Education.
In Malverne, the Board of Education plays a major role in our district. The Board of Ed is a group of volunteers who oversee the district student affairs, personnel, property, and budget.
Here to tell us more about the board and its purpose is Miss Henderson.
Can you tell us about yourself and what your position is on the board?
I'm Nicole Henderson, one of the board trustees, and myself, as well as 4 other wonderful women, we make up the board. So there's 2 trustees, and then there's a second and a first, and then you have the board president. So it makes up 5 of us.
Miss Henderson, what are the responsibilities as the trustee?
So one thing you have to remember is the board works as one. So although I am a trustee, we all work as one unit. So we all come together, we all make decisions together as a group. It's never one person higher than the other. So as a team, we come together and we are the governing body of the school district to make sure that there's checks and balances, which means that we make sure that the needs of the students are being met, the teachers in the district's needs are being met as well, and the community's needs are being met as well. We also support the superintendent. She is the one that executes a lot of the day-to-day decision-making process as well.
Being a board member takes up a lot of your time. Why did you run for your role?
I ran for the board because my son is in the school district. I am very heavy in the community and I love supporting the school district. I wanted to be a voice for the elementary level, right? I wanted to help meet the needs of you guys and be able to be the eyes and the ears on the early education side.
What do you do that helps that? What is a big thing that you do to help the younger education?
Well, I mean, it's a team effort, right? I also was on the PTA as one of the PTA presidents for Downing. So I think an important thing is to listen to the students, listen to the parents, listen to the community, and try to make sure that everyone's voice is being heard. So how do I do that? I make myself known. I go to all your events. I participate in the PTA. I like to come to the school events, any functions that you guys are having, speaking to the teachers. So that's a way to make sure that everyone's voice is being heard. So that's how I do it. I think my other team, the other board members do the same. It's very interesting because we've all have kids that either graduated or they're in different levels of the school. So we have an opportunity to hear from all different angles within the district.
What would you say the most challenging part of your job is?
I would say the most challenging part is that we want to meet everyone's needs, and we want to make sure that we make everyone happy, but sometimes making those tough decisions can't make everyone happy. So we have to make decisions that might be for the best of the whole system and not individual. So I would say the challenging part is not being able to meet everyone's needs the way that they would like them to be met.
What has been the hardest decision you've had to make?
I mean, we are in a really great district, so the superintendent, the teachers, they make it really easy for us, right? So fortunately, we don't really have to make too many hard decisions because overall the team that's here in Malverne really make a lot of good decisions that have been effective. The biggest decision I can think that the board has had to step in is maybe maybe, and this was not even recently, maybe things about COVID and hiring, but for the most part, honestly, Dr. Lewis, our superintendent, she's really good at making a lot of the choices where we don't have to step in, right? So I know that may not be the best answer, but the team at Malverne is pretty good They make a lot of decisions where the board doesn't have to necessarily step in.
Can you explain what happens when the members of the Board of Education disagree on a conversation?
Again, we're actually a pretty good team. It's not too many things that we haven't seen eye to eye on, but when you work with a team, yes, there are going to be different personalities and there are going to be different ideas. And I think like any other team, you weigh the pros and the cons, right? We also talk about where our views are coming from. We also look at different scenarios based on what decision we make. And I think after that, after viewing everyone's perspective and viewing everyone's ideas, I think we really come to a point where we can agree on something. It's not too many decisions that we haven't been unified in. But when you think of a system and you think of working with a team, you know, it's really good to respect everyone's views. It's important to hear everyone out, right? And again, the goal is for us to work as one to make the best decision among the whole system.
When faced like with moments like that where you guys disagree, how has that helped you guys grow as a group?
It helps because sometimes you can get so caught up in your own views that it's good to have an objective voice that I may not have been thinking about, right? I think we all come from different backgrounds, different work experiences and different work environments that I think we teach each other. You know, I come from social work, and we have someone that comes from legal, and we have someone that comes from education. So I think every area that we work in, we can teach each other something. So, and that's just with life also. Sometimes we want things our way, and we have to learn from others that, you know what, it can't always be that way. And I think learning and being understanding and listening to others really makes the job a lot easier.
What has been the most rewarding experience for you as a member of the school board?
I love hearing positive things from our parents. I love hearing positive things from the students. I love attending the plays you guys do. I love seeing things that were voted for and seeing you guys actually utilize it, like the plays, our wonderful field, our games, our additions. Look at this camera equipment. Like, this is the stuff I love because of certain decisions, you guys get to thrive. You guys get to be better students. You guys get to be better adults, and you're happy. Nobody wants you to be in school and not be happy, right? So the joy I get out of it is seeing my son happy, seeing you guys happy, seeing the parents happy, right? Because we have happy parents, we have happy kids, right? So, I mean, that would be the great thing coming out of working on the board.
What do you think is the most important quality a member of the school board should possess?
I think you have to be personable, right? I think it's important to be friendly. I think it's important to listen, like I mentioned earlier, hearing from the people in the community, right? How can you make decisions or be asked to make decisions if you don't know the people you're making decisions for, right? So I think it's important to be connected, and I think that's the great thing about the current board members. We are all very invested in the community. I love the fact that you will see us all around. I love the fact that we really support our superintendent. I love the fact that we can go into the supermarket and I can go into different stores and see you guys and have one-on-one conversations with you. So I think it's important for your board person to be personable, right? And really listen to the issues and concerns that you have. And they don't always have to be concerns, but just listen to the feedback.
We witnessed history when students from Malverne High led to the efforts of changing the street name to Acorn Way, which inspired myself and the Davison ambassadors to lobby our local politicians for universal school meals across New York State.
What advice would you give to the other students looking to make a positive impact on school and communities?
I have to start with saying that I can't express in words how proud I was for the students to be able to do that. The hard work that it took for them to do that, the determination that it took for them from these young people. Being at that ceremony was very sentimental to me. It was very moving because you guys were able to do something that was not able to be done in over 50 years, right? So that's huge. What I would love is that, right, we learn from each other, from those older students to teach the younger students, right, to show them how important advocacy is and how important it is to know that your voice does matter and that your hard work will not be ignored. You know, I'm a parent, right, and I tell my kid the same thing, and it just doesn't register. But when his friends tell him, it's like, oh, that made sense, as if I didn't tell them 10 million times already. So it's the same way with you guys, teaching the generation underneath you, right? Passing that on, letting them know how important it is. That's what I would like to see. I am so happy to see the middle school with their advocacy and going out there, being exposed. And that's why Malverne is amazing, because we expose you guys to the opportunity to speak and advocate for things that are important for you. So what I would hope to see is that you guys continue inspiring younger people. You inspire Davison kids and the Downing kids, and continue, you know, passing it down so that everyone in this district understands that advocacy is important. And as a social worker, one of our things that we do most is advocacy. We advocate for people. We advocate for rights. We advocate for fairness in the workplace, fairness in home, fairness in the community, right? So advocacy is a soft spot for me. So I would love to continue seeing that. And it doesn't just have to be for school. Things that you feel that will impact your community, you should be able to speak about it and advocate.
We'd like to thank Ms. Henderson for taking her own time to be here and talk with us about her experiences on the board.
Until next time, Davison.